Shalom to elect, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem Al Shai, by Hashem Dust, and give double honor to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, who well, peace, citation to the elect, Shem Al Mafis, and my from the Great Millstone, Plaintables camp in Philadelphia, coming with another week lesson. And I was meditating back again, and I forgot to actually bring this testimony out. And I mentioned about a recent occurrence of a commercial robbery. And had a so-called, had a ninja, YN, run down, give a note at Herbology, which is Dr. Sabi's son's affiliate shop, out in North Philly, near the 26th and Girard area. Okay. Guy goes in the store with a note, man and money, apparently showed a gun, okay, black handgun, and then the clerk gave him $360. And Jacob actually put their life on the line for $360. All right, crazy, $360, and you willing to go in the store and actually be as bold and take somebody's money, okay? And these people, like I said, these people are your own people. You robbing your own people, allegedly, right? Because herbology is, like I say, that those are so-called black people that have that. The main Edomites that got that, they got herbs, and all the different sea moss, the different herbs or bush, remedies, tonics, spices and herbs from the earth, to heal people. You have it. I believe that Victor Bowman, Dr. Sabi's son, he says the goal is not to make $1 million. The goal is to heal 1 million people. All right, and he'll provide the knowledge and the herbs, which this ain't medical advice. But some people do go into alternative forms of medicine other than the Western medicine, okay, the pharmaceutical industry, all right? But, you have our own people rob their own, okay? And that's why you got to watch out here. Be circumspect, okay? And I'm just going to get a scripture. I think it's Jeremiah, the 9th chapter, real quick. Jake out here, they wicked. A lot of people wicked out here, man. I'm just gonna call it on. Jake is wicked out here. Let me see something. I might get this, and I think it's like Amos the 4th chapter or something. Just in the spirit. Or Amos. Is that Amos or Hosea? Hold up. Hosea, the 4th chapter. Or is that Micah? I'm gonna bring this out. This is Hosea 4:1. It says, "Hear the word of the Lord Yahweh, ye children of Israel." So-called Israelites and Americans, all right, are the children of Israel. Of course, the speckled bird is like foreigners, look like the other nations. Where the Lord Yahweh has a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of the power in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood touches blood. All right, and our people are up to stealing, okay, killing, robbing, committing adultery. All right, the scriptures specifically say la ganab. All right, not that thou shalt not steal. That's what I said in Hebrew by Barya. All right, to steal away. All right, brought by stealth. This dude going in there with a ransom mode. Hey, I need bread. And pulls out a gun and walks out, with $360. You'll do that to your own people, and not to say you should be going about robbing Edomites. You shouldn't be going out robbing at all. But you robbing people that actually, like I say, these herbs and all that stuff And whatever, when you going out, somebody got to pay for that stuff. Okay? Somebody got to do something to get that, to go to sell it. You know, all you do is just walk around and steal shit. You know, and that's why a lot of these jakes gonna get destroyed. You know, because they good for nothing. They'll just go about and just you know, do wickedness, rob you. You know, rob the ish out of you, man. You know, and be bold with it. Give me all that. You know, run you all down and stuff like that. 360. The dude probably, you know, the store probably all day just was chilling. You know, and that was the cash reserve. You know. And this dude done made off with $360, but he, like I said, commercial robbery. You know, buddy, hey, there's judgment for that. You know. Let me get the other scripture, Jeremiah 9. You gotta watch out, man. You know, you think a lot of Jake be like, yeah, I'm doing good for the community. Well, you got a lot of wicked people in our community, and that dude, Victor Bowman, Dr. Sabi's son. All right, that dude, he be real. You know, he be calling a lot of these Jake out on it. You know, on a lot of things. You know, so I do like that he keeps it a bit real. You know. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 9 and 4. I'll start 9. It says 9 and 1. It says, oh, that my head were waters, and mine eyes a fountain of tears, that I might weep day and night for the slain of the daughter of my people. Okay? That's us. Okay? The nation. Alright? Oh, that I had in the wilderness a lodging place of wayfaring men, that I might lead my people and go from them. Okay, that's heavy. You know, get away from you know, our people. A lot of our people are wicked, man. You know, so a lot of Jeremiah, hey, I don't want to be around them. Okay, it's not, don't feel wrong or bad that you don't want to be around a 2/3. You know, or people, Jake that's not following the light or the knowledge of Yahweh Shem Shai. Alright, for they be all adulterers and a assembly of treacherous men. Okay, you got a lot of these Jake, they treacherous as hell, man. Alright, Begud. Alright. And I think Begud, you know, I gotta double check that word. Can also mean, if I'm not mistaken, like clothing. Right? Jake is covering who they is. Why you think they wearing ski masks and that Nike and all these different New Balance jumpsuits? They trying to cover and act like, oh yeah, man, I'm an athlete. They just straight up robbers. Okay? They drug dealers. Alright? To act treacherously, to deal treacherously, to act or deal treacherously, faithlessly, deceitfully. Alright? Yeah, so, you know, just going into it, like, you know, a lot of our people, they just wicked. Alright? They put on a show. You know, they might act like they broke, and they out there scamming up everything, taking people money, and like I said, they would never have clothes. Some of these Jake. You know, they mad they mom, you know, might only can afford some Walmart clothes or something, t-shirt, or give them like a t-shirt, some jeans, you know, and sit your ass down, you know, type setup. But they want it all. They want to live these life like these rappers, you know. Ski mask was the dumbest thing that, like I said, came out recently with the you know, the C91 time. Okay, hitting this place. Again, it says, oh, that I had the wilderness a lodging place of wayfaring men. Alright? That I might leave my people and go from them, for they be all adulterers, an assembly of treacherous men. So again, hey, Jeremiah want to get away from them. Don't be mad, and don't feel weird for not wanting to be around 2/3 in these ninjas, because Jeremiah felt the same. All right, this is the spirit. and they bend their tongues like their bows for lies. Okay, these Jake, oh man, I ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm cool, dog. I'm cool. And then they coming in your store and robbing you. They find out what you get and they rob the ish out of you. Cause why would anybody even like some store, like why would you even go in there? Like, dude, like why in? What are you doing? Okay. Like, what are you doing? Why? Like a lot of y'all, Jake, y'all only want to eat McDonald's anyway. Why would you go into herbology? You must have scouted. Oh, yeah, they must got some bread. Let me run up in there. All right. But they are not valiant for the truth upon the earth, for they proceed from evil to evil, and they know not me, saith the Lord. And our people, look, they go from evil to evil. They go from the Christian church to then the masjid. Okay? They go from the masjid to prison. They in prison, then they get heavier into the idol. All right? These false idols. Okay? Yeah, our people are wicked, man. It says, take ye heed, Jeremiah 9:4, every one of his neighbor, and trust ye not in any brother. For every brother will utterly supplant, and every neighbor will walk with slanders. You got to watch out, these Jake, okay, out here. They're not brothers. You got to prove your brothers. All right? And they will deceive everyone his neighbor and will not speak the truth. They have taught their tongue to speak lies and weary themselves to commit iniquity. All right? And these Jake will go to great lengths to rob the ish out of you. Okay? Just for $360, man. Like, come on, man. Sometimes Jake could be like, here, like, Jake, we would rather help Jake get you a job, sit down and be in this store all day and learn about these herbs, and, maybe you'll be better, But Jake would rather just be out there robbing. That requires some type of work and memory and discipline. And a lot of people don't want no damn discipline. These new young generation, they weak, So, I'm going to go into it. So the testimony basically is this, basically, like, I believe that particular day, I was even considering to go to the place. And the Lord had in the spirit, I didn't go there. But then, you go and find out the place that same day later on, email went through and the place was robbed. Okay, and they had to close to I guess for the rest of the day or something, And then they said they're gonna heighten up their security, which maybe they might have a buzz system, or, I think they might have got camera system set up. But, really, my professional advice would be, hey, you gotta be behind bulletproof glass, had a product, on your side, like it's a pharmacy. Hey, if you ever have a consultation with an individual, hey, you gotta vet that person. They gotta put some bread up first or something. And you do everything strategic. Because especially in that area. And as people continue with going down with the economy, people are gonna be into more mischief, especially our people. So you just gotta watch out. But the Lord could have had me caught up in that situation. What if I'm in the store while the dude trying to rob the place and he try to rob me? Or who knows? But I'm just glad the Lord had the man's walk going to the Lord. He ain't had me in the store when this was going on. And I was thinking about going down there that day. But you gotta watch out for these Jake out here, man. They treacherous men. Alright, they walking with a cover. Like I said, a lot of them dudes, especially dudes prescribe to that religion, Islam and stuff like that. And they be, like I said, they be up to no good. Up in these streets. Think that just because they got some type of prostration mark and they wearing some type of Middle Eastern clothing, and apparently that make them holy. It just make them idolaters. You know, but you know that's what it is. We gotta be circumspect out here, man. We in some evil times, so you know that's what it is. So, shalom to you, like just want to cover that in the spirit.